You know shit about boxing.
Hi there, I'm Danny Flex and welcome to the latest edition of You Don't Know Shit About Boxing, a podcast brought to you by the team behind SecondsOut. And as ever, I'm joined by my superb co-host, Miss Georgia Banks.
It's not as good as when you have to say it twice, is it?
Nothing's good the second time, unless it's a rematch in boxing. Got to be careful we don't offend anyone. Now, before we get on to this week's topic, we have to welcome, as is customary, our very special guest.
Fighting out of Catford, London, Ellie Scotney. Scotty.
How you doing, Scotty?
I'm all blessed. Yourself?
Good. It's taken a long time to get you on here. Should have been the first guest, really.
I'm offended, but hey.
Hold on. I'm sure you were asked a number of times before this time. Someone's offended.
I looked back on our DMs and you pied me about 2 years ago.
Ooh, she's waited. She's waited to get you on camera. Oh, no.
Yeah. It was in lockdown, though.
Were you asking her out, though? That is a bit out of order.
It was when I think you were due to fight, but then obviously COVID, and then you went back to being cute.
Which time?
And I was like, oh.
There's been a number of times I won't lie.
But yeah, I was like, please, can we do it?
I'll go reply later.
It was like a big essay.
Oh,
like, yeah, it was a big essay.
The message?
No, it's still there. I might like it.
I might reply.
Scotty, you're on a pretty good run of form since joining the new gym at McGuigan's. We were there today, actually, Jake and I, in Leighton. We saw you, obviously, before you nipped off to freshen up for this. Get ready, prepare. Had a shower. Saw Chris Billam-Smith sweating like a horse, which was interesting.
He was working like one too. Yeah. It's he's in a real good place, and I think he's going to make a statement next Saturday.
Well, real good place at the moment is McGuigan's Gym, thriving, lots of fighters in it. You like that segue, yeah. Just tell us, first of all, why you decided when you knew you wanted to move on from the boxing booth gym, why it was McGuigan's, why was that the right place?
I feel like he helped me in this decision. You just want some credit here, so I'll credit you now. But
thanks.
There was like a number of gyms, like you know, and I went there. It was the first gym I looked at, and I made my mind up within 2 days, to be honest. I did 1 week and then he said, come back another. And it's just like you come in and it's a real family and a real feel. And yeah, it's priceless.
And that is this week's topic. We've called it The Gym's the Thing. We're going to be looking at some of the more thriving gyms in the UK at the moment and how having a bunch of equally competitive people cheering each other on can push each individual boxer to greater heights. Is that kind of how it is in your gym? What's the atmosphere, if you had to describe it, in your gym generally?
I always say it's like when I've got a busy family, so it's like when I leave that door, I enter the same when I walk through the gym. It's mental, you know, you've got such characters and everyone's at different levels in their career. So you've got a world champion and, you know, 2-0 prospect. So it's really important and key for all of us.
Who's most similar to your mum?
I think Barry.
Barry, yeah.
I go with that not just because of the
Your
age.
mum likes Barry, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, I remember when I think it was my third day and my phone rang and she wanted to see if I want my broccoli on yet, of all things. And he answered it and he was chatting away. She thought like someone was joking around. She said he sounded like Mrs. Brown's boys. So, yeah, there you go. I say April's like Barry.
Nice.
The charmer.
Yeah.
So how did you two become friends?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because everyone's on Saturday night, everyone's like, "Oh, who's on the podcast next?" And I was like, "Ellie Scotney." I was like, oh, "She's really good friends with Danny, isn't she?" I was like, "I think so, maybe."
Best friends. Best friends.
I think I was an amateur. You did my first interview, isn't it?
Yeah, I did your first interview when you turned pro, but we've known each other since you were an amateur. There was a point where, so we were on Snapchat. We were Snapchat. I think we still are Snapchat friends. And I put a video up.
I don't even know people on Snapchat.
Well, there you go. And I put a video up of, who was it doing really fast pads? I think it was like Eubank Jr. And no, it was Anthony Yard.
Oh, and I said, do you
And Scotty was
him?
like, what's all this like? Do you think that's good or whatever?
Lions in
The
the
fast pads, yeah, and all of that. And I was trying to explain. I couldn't. I said, I'd have to call you to explain. And she's like, it's not that deep. And I was like, I wasn't trying to get your phone number. I just didn't. I wanted to explain properly. But yeah, so I think that's where the friendship started to turn sour, if anything.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still not sweet, to be honest.
Yeah, we haven't sorted it out properly. This is why she's here, to say sorry, basically. Yeah. Make it up.
I think I've got to say sorry to you first.
You're all right, don't worry.
But yeah, we were at the McGuigan Gym earlier today and we had a chat with Shane, amongst other people at the gym, and he revealed some very interesting news about Miss Ellie Scotney.
She's boxing on a big card in London early October for a world title. That's in the contract. We're scheduled to fight for a world title. If we can't secure a world title, then we'll have to fight someone of good recognition. But yeah, I think we're going to be fighting for a world title next, and at super bantamweight. So excited times.
That is an exclusive. I can't talk properly. That is an exclusive.
We'll have to see what comes out first, the interview with Shane or this podcast, because we're breaking it either way. But,
yeah.
but what's more interesting, and Shane confirmed this later in the interview, you'll have to trust me on that because you haven't seen the whole thing yet, is that October the 8th date in London will be on the undercard, if it is confirmed, of Conor Benn against Chris Eubank Jr, which could be the biggest British fight of the year. Yeah. It's either going to be that or Brooke Khan, I imagine, or maybe Fury White, obviously, as well. There's been a lot, actually. Maybe it'll be the third biggest. And I've said all that. But how excited are you if it comes off, not only fighting for a world title, but on that show?
Do you know what? It's mental. Like, I was like, it's a long time to wait. There was ifs and nuts, but what a way to, fight for a world title on that card. It's hysteric. And as a boxing fan...
Hysteric?
How do you say it?
Hysterical. That's historic.
I said it right, didn't I? It's my accent. But yeah, like, I couldn't have... wrote it better myself. So yeah.
Yeah, because you said about 6 months ago you wanted to be world champion by the end of the year, so it's coming in good time, really.
Yeah.
Any idea which champion it might be against?
We're putting the feelers out now, so hopefully by the end of the week we'd have it secured. So, but it's a legit. Do you know what I mean? There's no gimmicks at Super Bantam. So
cool. And the main event itself, there's been praise, there's been criticism. How excited are you, if at all, about the sons of legends, but very good fighters in their own right, potentially going at it?
Yeah, like I was saying to you lot off camera, like even my nan, she's even spoke about it. So it is massive, and we're all interested. People, he's too small, and then what's it going to take out of him? Like, I feel a lot of credit's got to go to both the boxers, because they've been given a name which has kind of helped the process of getting through the door, but they both have really improved a lot, and it's a hard position to be in. So fair play to both of them.
I want to know how much money they're earning from it.
A lot, you can imagine. Thing is, right, so we're talking about gyms this week, and it's the reason why, or one of the reasons why you're the guest. You've got Conor Benn, who's in Tony Sims's gym. Lots of other fighters, all of a good level, great sparring.
They're on a rise as well. They're on a high at the minute.
On the rise, very structured. It's the Matchroom gym as well, so a lot of top Matchroom fighters go there. And then you've got Eubank Jr, who trains with Roy Jones Jr, which I believe probably just one-on-one.
A lot of juniors.
A lot of juniors. Not a big kind of bustling gym, but a very talented fighter, not proved himself as a coach yet. What do you make of those different kind of styles?
I feel like it depends on a character. I feel like for Eubank, it's best he gets that one-on-one attention. I feel like that's where he will, really shine and get the best out of himself. I feel like the mentality he puts himself in, he needs... we're all selfish as boxers, but I feel like he's a different kind of character. Whereas Eubank, I feel like you can see they're all pushing each other. I want to get better than him. I want to get better than him. So I feel like the setup's are key for both boxers, and they're both in real good positions for this fight.
Kind of sound the fence bit there, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got to. It's not gonna lie.
Who's gonna win?
I think Eubank. Do you not?
Wow.
We're going.
Elaborate, people. Come on.
You go first, and I'll counter back.
My thoughts are, with Eubank coming down so much, I don't know how he'll be coming down. I would imagine, I've never cut weight like that, so I'd imagine it's quite difficult.
I've just got flashbacks.
and flash forwards.
I've seen all your tweets being like, I just want some chocolate.
Just some crumbs. Never mind chocolate.
Whereas
some air at one point.
Going up a weight, could potentially make you slower, but also...
You ain't got this. Yeah. Do you know what? Yes, but I think everyone can see Eubank's he's an all-time athlete. I don't think he goes too heavy, but it depends on, the rehydration course. That's really going to be a key in this fight. But either way, I feel like Eubank's got a lot more to lose than Ben, definitely. I ain't just talking weight either.
No, I would agree. He's got a lot more to lose.
Shane was saying today to kind of give a preview for the interview whenever it goes out, probably tomorrow, was saying, I'll say tomorrow, this will be out tomorrow. So today, if you're following that train of thought, that it's a silly fight for Conor Benn to take because he's in a good position at welterweight. He's got a big name. He's growing as a attraction, and he's it's a physical mismatch. He didn't say a physical mismatch, but it is.
He's throwing it Shane straight under that bus.
Right under the bus.
I agree. He's in a great position, but then again, it's it's a big money fight, and will it get made in a year's time, 2 years' time? I feel like he's got a lot to lose and it's a silly fight, but then he can go back if he puts, a good account of himself. So I can see why they've done it, especially it's the money that will come in, but I can see why people be like, oh. But either way, we're all going to watch it.
Did you see Eubank calling out Jake Paul?
Oh, yeah. What was it? I beat Conor Benn, you beat Hasim Ruckman Jr., and then the winner of us fights Canelo. I don't know who's... He's made his own final eliminator for Canelo.
I mean, I'd watch.
What, him against Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd see someone you really don't like getting chinned one way or the other,
like
wouldn't
Jake
you?
Paul?
I don't really have...
I meant you as in generally, not just yours.
You don't like Jake Paul?
I don't like... I don't like him. I do like him. When I interviewed him, I thought he was a nice guy.
He's
but
an interesting character.
He's cocky, isn't he? You want to see cocky people get banged up.
Oh, no, I like a bit of cockiness.
Oh.
All right.
Like, when I'm watching people sparring and they're a bit cocky with it, and I'm
I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that side of stuff.
I like it.
I ain't got it in me.
All right. Well, we've talked about some of the bustling gyms in the UK already, but lean Josh Green is over there in the green room. This time the green room's relocated to Blackpool as Josh is out there covering the darts. And I think we can hear from him now about some of the UK's busiest gyms.
Thank you very much, guys, and welcome back to the Green Room. I'm here today in sunny Blackpool to bring you some of the most thriving gyms in UK boxing today. Run through them, and I've picked out a few of my own, and we'll start with the McGuigan Gym, obviously headed up by Shane McGuigan. They've been making moves in the cruiserweight division in the last couple of years or so. Obviously, Lawrence Okoli, a world champion in that division, and Chris Billam-Smith will be looking to join him, we hope. He's got that fight down in Bournemouth next week. But he'll be looking and have those aspirations to become a world champion. We've got our guest in the studio, of course, Ellie Scotney. We'll be looking forward to seeing her out in a few months' time, I'm sure. And Daniel Dubois as well. We saw him against Trevor Bryan over in the US, capture that belt, and there's plenty more to come from Daniel, I'm sure. Next up, Mark Tibbs. Johnny Fisher, a man I spoke to the other day, still very, very young in his career, 5-6 fights in, but making waves, a huge ticket seller, and there's absolutely no doubt that he's got a big future in this sport. Got a world champion in Ebony Bridges as well. She really defied the critics, and it was an excellent, incredible victory over in Leeds for Ebony Bridges, and I'm excited to see what's to come next for her. We saw Mark as well with Elle Brooke at the YouTuber card as well over the weekend, where Joe Lee was the man on the ground there. And of course, Tommy Fletcher, young up and coming light heavyweight, cruiserweight. I'm sure he'll be moving up the weights as his career progresses, but 6'7", big puncher, and we look forward to his progression. Next up, Joe Gallagher, a man that's had some really good recent success, obviously at the weekend with Mark Heffron becoming a British Commonwealth champion at the third attempt, and that's Joe's third British champion that way as well. Got Paul Butler. We hope to see him fight Inoue sometime this year, we would hope, maybe next year. But Paul Butler really coming back into the fray, and a man that's being talked about an awful lot. And then Tassa Jonas, a world champion. She stepped up weight after weight after weight and finally got her hands on that belt and became a world champion. We look forward to her first defence. Obviously, Hannah Rankin, the rumoured name to be on that Shields Marshall undercard. Next up, Tony Sims, a man that's got another thriving gym down in Essex, the Matchroom Gym, of course. Conor Benn, the highlight name you would have to say. We are hoping to see, well, some of us are hoping to see the Chris Eubank Jr. fight this autumn, September, October, the rumoured dates, of course. And then the likes of Joe Cordina, a world champion in his own right. John Ryder as well. We saw that big comeback against Danny Jacobs at the Ali Pali a few months ago. And then you've got the likes of Felix Cash. Unfortunately, his fight didn't go ahead down in London a couple of weeks ago, but a very promising fighter, and another one that will have world title aspirations. And we could, by the end of the year, end of the next 18 months or so, have a gym down in Essex in the Tony Sims gym that's got 4 or 5 world champions, and that's probably the gym you want to be at if you're looking for those world title aspirations. And finally, Robert Garcia and Angel Fernandez come as a pair, but they do have their own fights over in the US and in Loughborough, respectively. Fernandez, the likes of Richard Riakporhe, now with Sky, of course. He's another one that's joining the likes of Billam-Smith, the Coley, and we hope to see those fights fairly soon. He also looks after Fraser Clark, of course, coming out the GB squad. He's just started off his career with Boxer. How can we forget Anthony Joshua as well? 20th of August against Alexander Usyk will be put to the test. His first fight under Robert Garcia, obviously with Angel Fernandez in the corner as well. And Robert himself had lots of success recently. Bam Rodriguez down in the lower weights. There's some big fights to be made for Bam. And Ramirez as well, Jose Ramirez, we saw against Josh Taylor overseas. Was it last year now? Can't quite bring that one to mind, but a very successful fighter. And Robert Garcia and Angel Fernandez have got a great chemistry, and they are producing some fantastic boxers at the moment. So there are the thriving gyms that come to mind for me. I'm sure there'll be some that come to mind for you. So let us know who you think is the most successful gym at the moment. Back to you, Danny and Georgia.
Well,
Thanks, Josh. It's a shame you can't be in Blackpool every week because it looks like an upgrade on where the green room's usually situated, mate.
I wouldn't have that, Josh.
So yeah, talking about gyms, let's talk about your gym. Let's go around a few different things. Who's the worst dresser?
the boy, that leather jacket is an absolute bastard.
Daniel, that is, not Caroline.
Yeah, not Caroline.
I don't think
Have you
I've seen
it?
this jacket.
Whoa! Have you not seen it either?
I don't think
We're
so.
going to have to get a little...
Yeah, we'll have to get in.
Yeah, Dan, definitely. I would never tell him that though.
Who's got the worst taste in music?
Pritchard, I'd say.
What sort of stuff?
No, Lawrence, come on.
Oh, Coley.
Yeah.
What sort of stuff?
Have you not heard his Penny Boy song?
Oh, yeah, but he don't put that on in the gym, does he?
We never give him control of it.
How bad it is.
Probably for the best.
Have you never listened to it? He walks out to it. I was going to start spitting some bars then, but it just didn't come.
No, it's just not there. Who's the most competitive?
CBS.
Really?
Yeah.
CBS, well, yeah. I think there was a clip, someone beat his score with Duncan, the S&C coach, and shout out to Dunks. He went back that day and, yeah, smashed it.
Who's got the most natural ability?
Natural. Adam.
Adam Azim.
Yeah, he's like Matrix, isn't he? Yeah, Adam.
And who would you say is the most underrated?
Hassan. Yeah, Hassan. He's a problem. At welterweight, he's a serious problem. And, yeah, I think, yeah, he's going to be the little one that will shock everyone.
And who's your best friend in the gym?
Robbie! Our DJ.
Robbie Davies.
I wouldn't give it that. It was a terrible accent.
Yeah, sorry.
Robbie by far, yeah.
So who's your favourite Scouser?
Oh, sounds
Unlucky Fowler.
I'm sure he won't watch this or be offended.
Who's the best at selling CBD?
Oh, come on.
Imagine it weren't Fowler, though.
I know, it'd be a problem, wouldn't it?
Embarrassing,
Yeah, I think...
Boxing UK.
yeah, Bombs in UK.
He's a good salesman, isn't he? Shame about the Versace pram, but...
Oh.
Who is that one?
Is he over that? Can you make this joke?
Yeah, no, we can make that joke,
He's
can't
got
we?
a Versace pram.
Not anymore.
You got it back, you got
Oh,
it back.
did he?
Did you get nicked or something?
Yeah.
Are you off Twitter at the minute?
Where did he leave it?
It's pictured outside Iceland, but I think
Iceland,
he was
yeah.
walking past, wasn't he?
Because mums go to Iceland, so it makes sense.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't even think they use that anymore, do they?
No,
It's like old
I
school.
remember that.
I'm still. So somebody took his pram
Yeah, because it was a
We're gonna have to
Versace
get
pram,
out.
so it's like really...
and left it outside of Iceland.
No. He left it outside of Iceland, apparently, when he
the
went
baby in it?
shopping. No,
He
not with
didn't
the
go in
baby.
Iceland.
They didn't steal his baby, because then we wouldn't be
right,
joking
right.
about it, I think. but they stole the pram because it's a really valuable pram.
Oh, prams make really good like shopping trolleys as well.
There you go.
especially in Iceland.
Multitasking. Yeah.
It's normally what I do.
But he got it back anyway, so well done to Fowler. Anyway, we were talking about CBS. He's obviously got a huge
Yes.
fight next week in sunny Bournemouth. Are you going to be heading down there to watch?
Yes, for sure. We'll all be out in force. There's three
Team
of us
bus.
on the card. So yeah, no, it's a McGuigan's gym card, I think.
Tough test for CBS.
I think he's gonna, like I say, he's looking in great form, and I think he's gonna show that, you know, he's much a different fighter than, you know, years ago. So that'll be all the difference on the night.
What do you think, Georgia? How are you sizing that one up?
I think it's not necessarily a 50-50. It's kind of I'd say with the cruiserweights in the UK, they're all very much kind of on par anyway. So I think I'm looking forward to what's to come after this. I know Dion Jamar wants the winner at some point.
Dion Jamar? Isn't it just Juma?
Jamar.
Stop
Is that
calling
not my
us
accent?
Jamar.
Like,
Yeah,
Dion
you're
Jamar.
she's using my.
He sounds like a magician, the great Jamar.
Maybe we should change it to that. Yeah, I think Gary Logan was saying that he wants the winner. With Isaac, I think inactivity is going to be the main
I think
thing for
he's
him.
done. I think it was 5 rounds in 3 years or something.
Yeah, but I would like to see him do well in this fight and go on to other things.
Take her mic off her.
CBS be watching this, sweating like a horse profusely.
From the sparring.
Won't be
still.
happy. So we heard from Shane McGuigan earlier, not from today, but in an earlier interview, talking about what makes the gym environment
That's
so
an old
special.
clip.
Terrible thumbnail we're starting with there, but I'm sure he'll forgive us. And we also heard from Isaac Chamberlain as well.
I like to have 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you know what I mean? That sort of number. But you know, there's a difference. It's like if they're all championship level fighters, it's just that's really time consuming. And also, not even that. It's exhausting for the trainer, but also about trying to fit everybody in and give them adequate time and give them 100% of myself. So the way I had it, at one stage I had Frampton, Groves, Hay, Taylor was a prospect, Conrad Cummings was a prospect, Anthony Kikachi was a prospect, like in and around that level, Josh Pritchard, and I think there was one other, I can't remember who. Anyway, but I think I had 8 at one time, and it was just like, but I had 3 or 4 championship level fighters, and then the other prospects coming through. So that was more than manageable. But if you got 8 championship level fighters, then you're in, like, you're going to need some extra hands.
And you've had a few different coaches. What makes the current setup the right one for you?
Because it's literally tailored to me. You know, my coach Bobby Mills and my assistant coach Conor Ward, you know, they're the best people I've worked with, you know, in terms of their boxing brain, their personality, just how they are. You know, I fit in with them. And these are the people I'm going to take to the end of my career. You know, I've been through some great times, been through some tough times with them, but I'm grateful for them because they've stuck with me through thick and thin. And I'm very, very grateful for that. You know, very, very, very grateful for that.
So interesting stuff there from those guys about the gym environment. We put out a poll on Twitter earlier this week about which is the best boxing gym in the UK. Twitter obviously only allows you 3 options plus other, or 4 options in total. So anyone we missed out, we're really sorry, but we did give people the opportunity to leave comments, and maybe some of the unsung heroes got mentioned there. But Georgia, you've got them, or the best of the bunch, I believe.
I need to get my phone.
That's fine.
How come I got lumbered with the squeaky chair this week?
Scotty swapped it when you weren't looking.
I couldn't even get on this. I did a little step ladder.
Although we did have chairs one week that just kept shrinking and shrinking and shrinking.
That would have suited me better.
Yeah, probably, yeah. We're just going to fill time while we're waiting for Georgia to...
I know.
Just got your
What you
things
did,
on.
you should
Did
do
you
what
say
you
you
do,
had
write
a
them
poll
down.
Oh, I didn't send you the poll
You didn't
results.
send me the
No.
poll. Do you remember?
McGuigan's won.
53%.
Was it 53? Yeah. McGuigan's won.
McGuigan.
Sims's was second. Gallagher's was third, I think.
I set up loads of burner accounts, just kept voting.
April was on the button.
So Adam Newman has said all 3 would be a great place to train, in my opinion. If I was a professional boxer, it would just come down to who I got on better with.
Get off the fence.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Adam.
All of our champions and improved fighters, and all are good people who care about their fighters.
Oh, I feel like
Jamie
him
Moore
now.
and Nigel Travis are
Yeah.
up there with these.
Yeah, good mention.
people.
Good mention, Jamie
Good
Moore.
people.
Yeah.
Mark Tibbs,
Having a good run.
another fantastic young stable that are going places in the future. That is Andy White's personal favourite.
Young stable that don't look young. Just going to throw it out there. Just no disrespect, Johnny Fisher, Tommy Fletcher.
Johnny Fisher.
John Hedges
think-
can make up though.
Hedges looks very
He
young,
looks
yeah.
really- he's younger
He
than him.
balances it out, you're right, yeah.
How old is... Oh, he turned over at like 18 or something, though, didn't he?
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
younger
yeah.
than
Isn't he like
over.
6'5" or something? He's like massive, isn't he? Anyway.
Seb Parkinson says he's a big fan of Gallagher's Gym. Joe is very welcome
He's
to
on a good
anybody who visits, and there's a viewing area that gives a bird's eye view of the whole room.
I think that's
Like
more from
selling
a
the house.
spectator's point of view. He likes it rather than a boxer's point of view. Isn't it?
Well, maybe, yeah. Missing off the list is Derry Matthews, and of course, the home of champions.
Is that where Jazza was beforehand, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like Jazza, real good.
Yeah,
man.
we all like jazz, don't we?
Another one from Andy White. Peter
He's loving it, isn't he?
Andy White's are like.
Oh, yeah. Andy White's got questions for you when we come to that
Oh, yeah.
segment as well. Yeah.
Peter Fury, old school, no bullshit, tells it straight, and you can see it from training footage, especially from Savannah, how he gets it done. Drill, drill, drill. Practice
good
makes
partnership.
perfect. It's a mission for Peter, not a job.
Yeah, but he's only got 2 fighters. Like, he's a very good trainer, but isn't it easier? Not easier, but isn't it better to instill your methods if you've got fewer fighters? Because you can focus really diligently on those 2.
I guess so, but shouldn't you be doing that in a gym anyway, no matter how many people you've got? You just
But then
have to
it's
delegate
harder, isn't
time.
it? Yeah, but then it's harder. You need more assistants. You probably have to delegate.
Time's hard.
Yeah, like Shane's
You
gym,
saw
he's
that
got
today.
JP, hasn't he, and stuff. And, you know, you need someone else there with you, whereas Peter probably does most of it on his own because he's got the time to do it.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
I say here on like my
I bet I think he loves his job, to be fair. Peter.
McGuigan has the best. Oh, sorry, this is from
Shane McGuigan. Jake. Barry Blaine.
McGuigan has the best stable, and in the main improves fighters, makes them more watchable, gets them punching harder, more positive results than negative.
That's the
Like,
Cody
yeah.
target comment. That. War
Shout
watchable.
out to Joe Gallagher though; he's on his way to the top. Great what he got out.
He
of
won't
it
like
the other
that.
night.
No.
He's on his way to the top. He won't like that comment, will he?
It's a bit of a backhanded compliment.
If he'd have said on his way back to the top, it would have been all right, I think. But
Let me not say what I was
he's got
gonna
2
say.
world champions.
Say it.
I was going to say.
He's got more world champions in his gym than McGuigan's gym,
And-
Sims's gym.
I feel like he renews them. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in,
Yeah.
know.
Like, especially Paul Butler. Yeah.
Exactly.
Even
So-
Heffron coming back to him as well.
Oh, that was real impressive. I thought he was fantastic on Saturday.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I thought that was definitely going to happen. though.
Did you?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gutted for Lennox Clark. You know?
Yeah, so was I.
Gutted.
I was upset for him.
Yeah.
But I really like Heffron as well.
Talking about the rematch, but
I don't want to see a rematch.
no,
like
I
that.
don't think
No.
it. I think it would have the
I
same result.
feel like Lennox needed a bit of a warm up.
Yeah, I think he was inactivity was a long time, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was over a year.
All killer, no filler in Sims Gym for me from Ross. Cheers, Ross.
Oh, thanks, Ross. Yeah. keep it to the point.
And that's all of him. Who's your favourite gym?
McGuigan's, obviously. Seeing as I'm not only sitting next to Ellie Scotney, but
don't worry.
advised her to go to McGuigan's gym, I can't really say otherwise. Shane's never thanked me for that, to be honest. But
I don't think he's ever done.
no, he's probably still deciding if it's a good thing.
I think so
I'm
too.
not sure.
So I've only ever been to maybe a few professional gyms. I only went to Matchroom for the first time the other week, and that wall where they've got all their shoes, all their training
That
gear.
disgusted you, didn't it?
I felt,
We all
I
use the
felt
same
itchy.
wraps. That's going to make you feel worse. Have you noticed that?
I just-
What?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a bit
yeah.
weird.
You
I think
share
it's
wraps? No wonder you've had COVID 3 times.
A few times.
Jesus,
current
yeah.
situation. Yeah, I feel like it's like this little luck thing that we've never changed.
Ooh.
I
I was
Better
so
than
close
socks,
to
huh?
organising it.
Better than socks. Yeah, it is better than socks. Right, so we've got some questions from our audience for Ellie Scotney. If you want to ask questions to our guest on You Don't Know Shit About Boxing at any point, please go to our socials at SecondsOut Live on Twitter, at SecondsOut Boxing on Instagram. You can find us there and just, ask what you want to ask. We can't promise we'll include every question, but, keep them clean and you've got a good chance.
Well, this is like when they say, was it please do not vote, you'll be charged. We've missed the deadline.
Right, so Danny Vega NFL says, do you see your future under Matchroom going forward? And when you're a free agent, I want to represent you.
Oh, thanks. How much commission do you want? Like, like we say, if the fight gets delivered as it should be, I'm happy.
If.
Oh,
Hear
no,
that,
no,
Eddie?
I'm not throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But if, I'm happy where I am. I feel like it suits me, and I feel like for women's boxing, it's key.
See, this is a great question, but because it was done on the question thing on Instagram, I haven't got a person's name, which is a bit of a shame, but they'll know it's them.
When did it show you?
No.
Oh.
But anyway, does your faith help you to be a boxer and give you the ability to push on?
yeah, for sure. You know, Faith's kept me through situations I felt like, that's it, that's me done. You know, injury being key and just being lost at times, it always finds my way. So yeah, it is key for me.
Now, I know who this one's from because I remember when she asked it, and this is my second best female boxing friend,
innit?
Emma Dolan, the Dolanator, Dynamite Dolan.
Big up Emma.
Unbeaten.
Yes.
Unbeaten Emma Dolan, very talented.
5-0 did she go the other night? I got it wrong.
5-0, yeah.
Yeah, 5-0.
She says, "Why are you so hard?"
I don't know what she's referring to.
Cantos? This question for Cantos.
Oh my goodness, I wish I did ask that question. I wouldn't have got in the ring, that's for sure. Why am I so hard? I don't know. April's upbringing, there we go.
Right, a follow-up from Dolan. How long do you think Danny would last in the ring with you? What are you laughing for?
Size,
legitimate question.
Your sound.
We know you're a non-puncher, so.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. But I reckon, you might even beat me on the decision, to be honest.
Listen, if food intake's any indication of a good jaw, I think I'll last.
That don't work.
Glad you said that.
Yeah, it could have gone another way, yeah. Trevor Beerbick, ignore the silly name because he usually asks good questions. He says, do you have an opinion on the push from some competitors and most male boxing journalists towards 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, for sure. I understand, but I can understand why they're not doing it. I feel like 2 minutes is all action, and every female fight you watch, you're like, wow, let's watch it again, because 2 minutes is a quick watch. I'm going to say easy watch because it kind of, the depth difference. You ain't going to notice as much. Whereas if it's 3, you'll get a lot more stoppages and it'd be a lot more mismatches. I can understand why it's 2 minutes.
Okay. 2 here from Martin Theobald from New Age Boxing UK. I think you probably know him. He's often around the circuit. No,
I don't think I do.
He's a good guy anyway. Question 1. Ellie seems to be able to support boxing generally, which is great. She was at the Frank Warren show on Saturday, has been with Hannah Rankin at her fights. Is it ever a concern that being less corporate, for example, only supporting Matchroom, may cause problems in your career? And has anyone ever talked to you about that?
No, I'm a big boxing fan. So any show, whether, even a good win show, like I just love boxing, and I feel like I'm not a person that's, this is the right way. I appreciate boxing for what it is.
But no one's ever said to you like, we saw you on telly at the Warren show, the boxer show.
I did get called out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did get called out a lot, yeah.
No, but were they criticising or just
like, what are you doing there? Like, are you signing to Warren?
Is this from fans though?
Fans.
Right.
Fans. I don't think I've got any.
Yeah, maybe not fans, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've got a few little comments about that. I won't sit there next time, that's for sure.
Did he try and tap you up while you were there?
I don't know if you knew I was.
Does he know who any female fighters are? Except for Raven. We got Raven. We got Raven. I don't know if he knows her surname.
No, we'll go with Raven. Yeah, Raven's
an easy name to remember, isn't it?
Raven's a great talent as well.
Martin also asks, the Guanini fight, many considered it close.
Yep.
Some thought you lost.
Yep.
Is there a desire to go back and rematch her in the future after addressing improvements? Or do you believe that you picked up the win comfortably enough? Also, how much of that decision is driven by what you think and how much is influenced by fan perception? Yeah,
for sure. Like, a lot went behind the scenes of that fight, and I don't feel like my team know what went wrong, and that's all that matters. So for me in there, that was, I'd say, not even as much as 50% of me. There's a lot that went wrong. So for me, I feel like I did win the fight. It's a close fight, and I feel like we fight again from a completely different fight. But for me to get the win on my worst night, and I feel like I put those.
So you don't feel the need to rematch her, basically?
No. I said I want to go, because you look online and you get this, you get that, and I just thought, no.
But like he said, how much of that is driven by your own feelings? Because you don't feel you need to rematch her, but if there was a massive groundswell of fans...
as soon as I saw it, because obviously everyone says, I was like, no, I'm fighting her again, everyone's like, Ellie, you got to look at the bigger picture, and I feel like that fight was a blessing for me to get in the ring when I definitely shouldn't have, and come out like that. It kind of reset my mindset for the next ongoing fight. So yeah, that is key.
Good stuff. Well, there's some tough questions already, but nothing compared to what you're going to get in the hot seat.
I've heard about this.
George is going to get the blowtorch out, metaphorically speaking, probably, and put you to the test. Yeah, there is no blowtorch. So we'll be back with that shortly.
For victories, here is the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight Champion, fighting out of Catford, London, Ellie Scotney.
So this game is called The Worst People in the World. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. The worst people in the world. People who drop their gum shield and put it back in their mouth without rinsing it. or people that don't wash their wraps?
After what I said in the podcast, yeah, it's the gum shield one.
People who cheat workouts and don't give 100%, or people who spar to injure?
That's quite a hard one. Spar to injure, I'll go with.
People who don't put their weights back in the gym, or people who are on the phone the whole gym session? Like on a call.
On the call. I think I'll go with the cool one.
People who miss the spit bucket in the gym, or people who kiss their dog on the mouth?
What? People who kiss their dog on the mouth. We're going to have to change these questions. I've watched this every week.
These are new questions. I changed them all this morning. I was like, Ellie needs her own questions. People who eat with their mouths open, or people who cough and sneeze on you in public transport?
They're both hard. Cough and sneeze with COVID. Yeah, go with that one.
Considering the week we've had,
Yeah.
people who don't use deodorant and hold their arms up in front of you, you know, like when you're on the tube and their armpit
Yeah,
is in your
stop the
face.
question. That's my answer.
Or people who have phlegm in the sink and don't wash it.
No, the first one. Oh, that's disgusting.
People who complain it's too hot during summer, or the people who complain about the people complaining that it's too hot.
Yeah, the second one. Let us moan. It's our way of cooling down.
And if you could change one thing about boxing, what would it be?
Oh, they're making weigh-in. Give morning weigh-ins. I'm going with.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah, that's
thank
my
you very
answer.
much.
Thank you.
For victories, here is the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight Champion, fighting out of Chamberlain, London, Ellie Scotney.
Well, appropriate enough for the weather we're experiencing at the moment. That was an absolute scorcher. Well done, ladies.
I'm glad that we rearranged this from Tuesday to Thursday.
I know. He was giving it like, I can't change it as well.
He told me to drop the attitude at one point,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
you?
I meant it as well. My voice changed. I was dropping the attitude. It ran all like full stops and everything.
That's not
Exclamation marks the lot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a misogynist. What can I
Best
say?
friend treatment.
Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with the next episode. In the meantime, please like, subscribe. We're on all the major podcasting platforms as well as on YouTube. So please do get involved. Whether you know shit about boxing or you just think you do or you want to know more, we want to hear from you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Guys.
Thank you.
Yo, Danny Flexen here. Think you know shit about boxing? There's only one way to find out. Listen to the full podcast via one of the links in the description or go to secondsoutboxing.podbean.com.
You know shit about boxing.